Welcome in. Am I muted? I am not. Yesterday I muted myself, but today I'm not. And it is the Priority Waiver Show. That's right. It's the most important show of the week. I got Charlene with me waiting in the background. She wants to talk about these guys, these injured players, these players you need to pick up. So we'll talk about all that. Talk a little bit about the doubleheader last night, Monday Night Football. And man, we just have so much to talk about. So while I keep on wasting time to try to find this little Topher introduction, let's get it started. I did it again. This is what I'm not. We need Justin. Listen, Justin, I don't know what to do without you. But this is the Priority Waiver Show without Justin. He's still in Italy, sending us pictures of the land. Has he sent you pictures of the land?
He has not. I'm not even sure where in Italy he is, but yeah, no, I have no pictures.
What effing dirtbag. Listen, if you were my co-host permanently, I would send you pictures of Italy. He said he was in Sicily at a winery, and he also
nice.
said that he could not find football because nobody cares overseas about football. Exactly what he said. So, but he was able to watch a couple games, and we were able to watch all the games, I believe, except for that 10 p.m. game. Did not. I think you did. Do you have time to watch this game?
So I mean, that was, it was 7 p.m. here when that game started. And even I didn't make it to the end of that game. I had a couple of early mornings and I just was falling asleep on the couch.
Quick story before we get on to the whole waivers, because we had a bunch of people to talk about, and we're not going to waste too much time, but talking to my friend who doesn't have kids, it's always the people without kids. Why are you so old? Why do you care that the game started at 10 p.m.? This and that. Because, buddy, I do have kids. And I said, I put it into perspective like this. Because he said East Coasters get all the love and West Coasters don't. I said, okay, cool. The NFL is trying to expand the game into Europe and other places. How would you feel about a 2 a.m., 3 a.m. start time for those fans over there? Would you enjoy that? He said, no. I said, why not? What, are you some old man? Get with the times, pal. So that was my response to him. If you're going to have 10 p.m. games, don't expect 75% of the country to stay up for that. That's all I got to say. Right. But anyway, Paul Mercer, I see your question in the chat. But before we get to that, Charlene, did I ask you already, how are you doing? I feel like a jerk.
I gotta say, I am good. This weekend definitely took a toll on my mental health. That Broncos game, I mean, my anxiety was through the roof. It was not, I mean, great outcome. But if we could not do that again, that would be great. And then to go from that game to the Sunday night Niners game, my anxiety just was hovering, right around.
Yep. Let me give a tip out there to all you guys. And it's National Pumpkin Cheesecake Day, Zach. Thank you for that. If you don't align yourself with the football team, it's much easier. I'm a Dolphins supporter. If the Dolphins are playing, and I'll pay attention to them. But I don't care. I don't care that they lose. They lose all the time. I don't care. And then people go, oh, you're just a fair weather fan. You're just that and this, that. I heard from the great Colin Cowherd, which I don't like him. I think he's terrible. But he's on the radio the moment I'm in the car picking up my kids. And he says, yeah, so what? I'm a fair weather fan. I like good restaurants. I like good movies. I like good things. I'm not going to waste my time with bad things. So I get it. I'm with him. I just never saw it that way. Screw you, Dolphins. I'm done with you. Have fun with Tua. Have fun with Mike McDaniel. Have fun with the whole group. Have fun with Greer. We're done. I'm done. But that being said, let's get into some of these injuries first, because sad news last night. I took my dog out and came back and saw the worst injury. It didn't even look bad. Didn't know what happened. But when we see Big Mike Evans on a stretcher or a golf cart, head into the locker room, you know something's bad. So, Charlene, what's going on with Mike Evans?
Did you actually see what happened?
I was taking my dog out. I came back to this.
I thought he got knocked out. because they could not even sit him up. He was having a real hard time even just sitting up. And I mean, okay, now we know that he fractured his collarbone. So yes, it's going to be, I still think he also has a concussion because man, it just looked so awful. You gotta feel for the guy. I mean, he just came back.
Yep.
And that's it. He had what, 3 receptions and then boom, see you later. So he is not out for the season, but he is most likely out until December, which means he's basically he's out for the fantasy season. He's
Right.
If you're in a redraft, you can drop him, clear up some bench space. Don't clog up your IR. You're not getting him back. Dynasty, obviously, don't do that. But this is where we are now. So really unfortunate.
It is unfortunate, especially with Chris Godwin being out for who knows how long until he's going to be out. Looks like it's all about Emeka Mbuka and then the cast of characters we'll talk about later in this episode.
I mean, thank God they at least got Egbuka back.
Yeah.
Sorry, Egbigbu.
Is that what we call him now? I just call him Emeka.
I mean, that's what Gronk called him on air and tried to just skirt by it. And everybody was like, no, hang on. What'd you call him?
Hey, I understand the pain, Gronk. I do it all the time. So that's why I stick with Emeka. That's why I don't say Tua's last name. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm a dog. Like, again, I should know how to pronounce this man's last. It's hard. Names are hard. English is hard. Puka Nacua, we do know how to say his name. He's still injured. Do we have any news or anything up to date with Puka Nacua?
I think he's basically just week to week at this point, right? It's just keep an eye on him and watch for those updates. And just there's no real, I mean, he's on a bye this week, right?
He's on a bye this week. We do have a bunch of teams on bye.
I think he's got a good chance to come back after the bye. I think a lot of these guys that are on the injury report have a good chance to come back after their bye, and a lot of those guys are on bye this week. So, I mean, we'll see.
That's one of those
fingers
teams
crossed for Bowers too.
Yep. So Raiders are on bye, Seahawks are on a bye, Lions, Jaguars, and the Cardinals. So a lot of players that are out, like Kyler, like Brock Bowers.
The list is long. Kyler, MHJ, Trey McBride, Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Gibbs, Monty. I mean, Laporta. It's the we don't have to go through the list. I think these are a lot of teams that have a lot of your big name fantasy guys on it. So, everybody's going to be looking for some help this week, I think, to fill those spots.
Yes. And the last big name we could talk about is Garrett Wilson. Still not looking great. That knee, hyperextended knee. Do we know anything about Garrett Wilson up to date?
You know what? Let me see. I did not see an update on that, but I can look it up.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything either. So while she looks that up, I'll let you guys know that just keep in touch. You can follow us on fantasynowplus.com. Make sure you join our Discord, chat.fantasynowplus.com. And while she also looks that up, I can answer this question for you, Paul. Kate Otten or Tez for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. When last year, when everybody was out, Godwin, Mike Evans, it was McMillan, Sterling Shepard, and Kate Otten. And Kate Otten and McMillan dominated those targets. So I don't mind Kate Otten. Tez Johnson is that 7th round rookie who you really can't depend on. He's small, he's tiny, but we'll talk about him later. I think I would go Kate Otten. I think Baker Mayfield is more comfortable with Kate Otten, if that's the right way to say it. I think he's going to be more comfortable in that offense. So Kate Otten for me.
So it seems like from the just from the Jets news, it sounds like they're saying it's encouraging. So I think there's a chance he comes back this week. I'm not holding my breath. I don't think there's any reason to rush him back given how their season is going. So, yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I wouldn't. We would just stick around for obviously watch the practice reports. Stick along with us. We'll have everything covered because we are live tomorrow as well. Tomorrow night, Thursday. We're off Friday this week. There's no Friday show, everybody, but we'll be back Saturday and of course Sunday. There's a couple guys we're just gonna rattle off the list real quick because we have a ton of injuries. Terry McLaurin, of course, monitor the practice reports for that. Darren Waller did leave the game with the Miami Dolphins with a pectoral injury. I just don't. I don't know if anyone didn't hear it, but just in case anyone knows, if you have pecs, any of this hurts. And what does Darren Waller do? He catches the ball at a high point. That hurts. So it's about a pain situation. Cody Rhodes wrestled with a torn pec, by the way, in case you didn't know. Did you know that, Charlene?
I did not know that.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes wrestled a full Hell in a Cell match with a torn pec, so it could be done.
I don't know any wrestling fun facts. So
well, that's a fun fact for you guys. That's a fun fact. Kendre Miller, done for the season, torn ACL. Unfortunate. What's going on with Brock Purdy?
That is a good question. I mean, he's got turf toe. I hate that name. He's got turf toe, and he's got the shoulder thing. I think at this point, the turf toe is obviously the bigger issue. That's what he re-aggravated the one game that he came back to play. Mm-hmm. So I mean, and I think because of that, every week it's questionable. He might play and then he doesn't play. And I feel like we're just going to keep getting more of that. I know Mac Jones didn't have the best game this week, but I mean, that was a tough matchup. It was clearly CMC day.
Clearly.
So, I mean, he didn't have to do a whole lot, right? So, I mean,
no.
I don't think every game is going to look like that. I mean, if you look at what Mac Jones has been doing this season, I think he's still a safe bet, and I think there's no reason to roll out Brock Purdy until he's 100%, which, who knows if he's ever going to be 100% this season. So we'll see what happens.
Right, and they play the Houston Texans this week. Ricky Pearsall is also questionable for Week 8 against the Texans. Decent chance to play. Just keep an eye out. Look for those practices. Bucky Irvin still with the foot and shoulder injury on sleeper right now. They have him projected for 16 points. That's a good thing. But on the radio station this morning, they said, good luck if Bucky's going to play. So right. I don't think he's going to play this week. But just keep an eye out just in case.
Yeah
he's not going to play. Dalton Kincaid, oblique injury, didn't play Week 6, went on a bye, right? That was a surprise scratch for me, but they had a bye week this week, so he could be back this week. How are we feeling about Dalton Kincaid?
I mean, I think they were saying that he wasn't going to play before the bye. I think that was sort of the last minute discussion there. He might not play this week. And I mean, we'll talk about what that looks like and what to keep an eye on. But yeah, if you've got Kincaid, then we've got some suggestions for you.
We definitely do. All right, let's wrap up the rest of these injuries real quick because it's only one. Darius Slayton's still that hamstring injury. Keep a look out for him as well. Also, although Jackson Dart doesn't need him. Jackson Dart is quarterback one, baby. I love that guy so much.
Yeah, and they have the Eagles again. And I mean, he looked so good the last time they played. What was that, 2 weeks ago? So
yep.
I'm excited for this game. It's going to be fun. As long as they're not playing the Broncos, I am super excited to watch the Giants.
Yes. That's a lot. More on that, I guess. I saw Jackson Dart score that touchdown and whatever. I'm like, okay, game over. Going to bed. Or not going to bed. I'm leaving the room. I'm a big leave the room kind of guy. I don't like staying put. Sure. If you ever see me out in the wild, or if like there's a sporting event going on, UFC, or at a bar, whatever it may be, I'm not sitting there. You can't hold my attention. I got to walk around. I got to talk to people. people I know, not randos. I'm not a weirdo. But I can't just keep my attention. So once the game was over, I'm like, oh, game over. My stepdad, who's a massive Broncos fan from Colorado, what a game. I'm like, yeah, sorry, man. Didn't know. Didn't know. I walked away.
Oh, so Bo Nix was talking to you at the end of the game when he said, I feel really bad for all the people that left early.
Yep, pretty much. Pretty much. That's my MO. I have season tickets to the Tampa Bay Lightning, guys. I haven't seen a third period in years. I don't stick around for that crap. Anyway, I'm a leave early kind of person, beat the traffic dad. But we do have some players to add this week, and we're doing it a little different this week. We're going to break it down in groups, which I like because it really gives you an idea, interesting of like where should I tier these players. We already have some questions in the chat regarding quarterback. So before we get to that, Greg wants to know, should he start Josh Allen, Drake May, or Baker Mayfield for week 8? That's a massive amount of great quarterbacks. And I don't know how you have so many. But, Craig, we're the people to ask. So Buffalo has the Panthers on the road. Baker Mayfield without Mike Evans now, although he's been without Mike Evans for a while, is going to
back. Big
he's
boo.
got to make a big boo. They're going against the Saints, and then the Patriots are playing. Where are those pesky Patriots playing?
Wait. The Patriots are playing the Saints.
Did I read that wrong? Buccaneers, week 8, right? We're in week 8?
Right? Where are we? Hang on.
We're in week 8, and I got the Buccaneers at Saints. I had the Bills at Panthers.
Oh,
I can't find those pesky son of a gun Patriots. Are they off this week?
No, they're not off this week. Hang on.
Why can't I see this? What's going on with my screen?
Cleveland.
Yes,
Cleveland at New England. My goodness,
yes,
why was that so hard for us?
Because anytime I see a brown helmet, I just look away. It's just I go away. I don't want to look at it. It's ugly. So with that being said, I think the best bet here is to play Josh Allen versus the Panthers. That's where my money would be. Just because it's an easier matchup. I don't like the Browns going against them. They have a very, very good front seven. And as far as Baker, I love Baker. We love Baker here. I got a Baker jersey right here in case you didn't know, Charlene. Right here. I love Baker.
I didn't know.
But Mike Evans and the Saints do give people problems. The Saints gave Josh Allen a problem. The Saints give people problems defensively. So that's why I'm going to go Mr. Josh Allen.
And can we just take a second here to talk about the fact that we're even questioning this right now? Like the fact that we're asking if we should start Josh Allen. I don't know what's happening with the Bills this season, but it blows my mind that he's not a set it and forget it quarterback.
So everyone goes through this dip. Aaron Rodgers did it way back when he was in his prime. Mahomes, we just saw it for the past 2 years. Yep. People, so it does happen with these.
His dip.
It may be. There was a while where we were like, Rodgers is a streamer, and that was like in his prime, and then all of a sudden he became awesome again. Mahomes, like I said, we were just there, so it's a possibility. But let's not be silly, guys. When you lose a Stephon Diggs, it's massive. I don't care who you get all these role players you want. Khalil Shakir, Keon Coleman, these are all role players. There's no superstars there. Tom Brady didn't have his best season until he had a superstar. Mahomes, look at him now. He's got his superstar Rashee Rice back. He didn't need him all season so far, but I expect Mahomes to even be even better. So Josh Allen doesn't have a superstar.
No.
Their superstar is the running back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's it though, is for a while, he was kind of able to hide the fact that they didn't have a superstar to throw to, right? He kind of just took that workload on himself and kind of masked that. And it's not working this season. He can't do everything on his own. He needs help and he's not getting it.
No. And whenever they just need to make a move, there's people out there that could be traded for. I mean, we're all fantasy booking this stuff. We play fantasy football. This is what we do, but DJ Moore can't be happy where he's at. They got to find a spot for him. Like there's some receivers out there that maybe Buffalo makes a move because they're going to need to. Buffalo needs to look at their whole situation organically and go, we're not better than New England. We're not better than Kansas City. We're kind of like in the mid-tier now. Our window is, I've always said their window's shut. I've never seen a Buffalo Bills window open ever in my life. It's always been shut. And guys, trust me, it's locked shut now, but they need to try to get that thing open. We have some questions real quick before we do eventually get to our ads. Let's do one thing for Dynasty because this is down your alley. CMC question. Guy in my Dynasty league, but CMC on the trade block. So Christian McCaffrey's on the trade block in a Dynasty league. Should I give up a first round for next year for him? So 2027, 2026 first. Would you do it?
CMC? Yes, I would do it. So here's the thing though, is because I know there's a ton of people that are absolutely still gun shy on CMC and his injury history. But man, when he's healthy, I mean, he can single-handedly win you weeks. If he's healthy, which no, knock on wood, he is right now. Yeah, and I think if you are willing to take that risk, I think it's absolutely worth it. So that is.
I'm assuming Spid Wig, you are a very contending team. I assume that first round pick is going to be anywhere from pick 10, 11, 12. Yes, make the move. A lot of people in Dynasty these days, I call them the post-COVID era because COVID killed Dynasty. People overvalue picks. And let's be honest, guys, most of these picks, especially in the later rounds, they're kind of iffy. Look where Caleb Johnson went, the running back out of Pittsburgh. Right now, he's a dud. Like, you could be drafting that player with that pick, or you could be winning a championship because flags fly forever. Sell out and win that championship. That's what I always do. So you should do it too. All right, let's get to the quarterbacks on this list. We have a ton of them. Remember, we have some bye weeks. I'll run off those bye quarterbacks real quick. Kyler / Brissett, Trevor Lawrence, Jared Goff, Geno Smith, Matthew Stafford, and Sam Darnold. Pretty much all pretty good starters, at least in the top 15, most of them. So
you probably could have left Geno off that list, but it's fine.
We're all equal, right? Geno Smith deserves a spot. Someone right now starting him in the very, very super flex spot, and they're like 5 and 6 right now or whatever. They're struggling. Yeah, you.
I do have him in a couple of super flex leagues, and one of them I picked up Dylan Gabriel and set Geno on my bench.
Oh, bad times.
And I'm telling you, desperate times.
Yeah, 1,000% desperate. So here's the quarterbacks that we recommend for this week, and we'll talk about them, rank them, most of them. Joe Flacco, right? He's available in about 10% of leagues. Mac Jones still out there for some reason. Not sure why. Andy Dalton is a backup for Bryce Young, and he's going to be missing this week most likely, which we didn't talk about him. Dylan Gabriel and Michael Penix Jr., who has a great matchup versus Miami. He's only rostered in 22.2%. That surprises me. So with all that being said, Charlene, with all 5 of these quarterbacks, I wouldn't say how would you rank them, but who are you most excited for to start this week?
Yeah, I know you and I have a different number one for this week. For me, it is Joe Flacco all the way. He has risen. He has brought new life to the Bengals. This looks like the team we were expecting. And I am absolutely here for it. He threw to Jamar Chase 23 times this week. Who knew? All you had to do was throw the ball to your superstar wide receiver and good things happen. But even T. Higgins, these guys are back. And Joe Flacco has no problem slinging the ball. He threw for 45 and 47 times over the last 2 games. So he is my number one quarterback for the week, hands down.
I don't hate that. They are playing the New York Jets at home, so in the jungle, that's fine. The Jets are a horrible team.
And then
Horrible team.
they get Chicago the week after, and then they have the week 10 bye.
There you go. So that's a double. That's called a double BOGO, buy one get one free. Get them this week
Yeah.
and possibly play them the next week.
Yeah.
I like Michael Penix Jr. this week for Atlanta because they are playing the Miami Dolphins again. The beat up on the AFC East all you want. The Miami Dolphins are down bad. They don't know what to do. Their whole team might implode. I have no idea what Mike McDaniels. Is it McDaniel? I'm a Dolphins person. I don't even know if it's a McDaniels or McDaniel, but I
think it's Mike McDaniel.
I think it is too, but it is. I think it is. But I hear people say anyways all the time, but it's anyway, but I don't correct them. But people want to correct me when I say Mike McDaniels. Anyway, I digress. They play on the road, or they play at home, so in a dome, in a controlled environment. They just had a pretty bad game, and I don't think that Michael Penix is going to struggle against this offense. He is not free. He's only rostered in 22.2% of leagues, but in a league where you're down some quarterbacks, he might be a good fill-in. How are you feeling about Andy Dalton, Dylan Gabriel, and Mac Jones? I know you love Mac. You love your 49ers, but
I do love Mac. I do love Mac. So I know he didn't have a great game this week, but I am still on board with Mac Jones. We do have to keep in mind they do have a tougher schedule coming up. But I'm still okay with it. I don't love him as much as I did earlier on. One of the guys that we don't have on the list that I think I should have put on the list though is Spencer Rattler. And I know that's gross. and this is not, this is not the new hotness by any means, but consistency is king these days. I mean, that's all we can hope for at this point this season with the way everything has been going. I think if you can get somebody that is consistent and somebody that you don't have to worry about, that you can plug into your lineups, I think that is fantasy gold right now. So I do also like Spencer Rattler. I think he is only owned in like 13% of leagues.
Yeah.
But he's averaging 13.5 points per game, which, not amazing, but again, that's a safe number. And that's more than Jordan Love. It's more than Carson Wentz. Don't even get me started on Carson Wentz. He's throwing for at least 30 attempts per game. I like it.
Yeah. He doesn't turn the ball over. Last week he had 3 interceptions, but before that he had 1. Of course I had we park our cars in the same garage, Charlene, because on Friday night with Pudge, I definitely said Spencer Rattler is with this bye week coming up, because we forecasted this happening. Like, Spencer Rattler, get him now because he's playing Chicago, and that should be a decent matchup, which didn't turn out to be.
Yeah.
But then again, he had Tampa the following week, so he has Tampa this week coming up. And again, if you don't turn the ball over, Tampa Bay's defense is weak. It's we saw it last night against Detroit. They can be had. So Spencer Rattler to me is a very, very good pickup this week, and he is rostered in very, very little league. So I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
Bash says, I put the belt to other teams, during week 7, but this week Adams is on a bye. For the flex position, I need to either start Cam Scatterboo, T. Higgins, or Tez Johnson. I'm going to tell you right now, you could just put Tez and keep him on the bench. I'm just going to tell you that right now because your other options are too good. Scatterboo against the Eagles. He's getting a lot of play. Scatterboo is surprisingly super good this year, and I can't stand it because I'm a Genty and Judkins guy, but Scatterboo's better than both. So, but T. Higgins also getting peppered with 10 targets last week. That gives me an assumption that Joe Flacco is going to do it again against the New York Jets. So it's down to T. Higgins and Scatterboo. I'm gonna let you make the decision.
So I just want to see what he did the last time they played Philly. Yeah, he went off.
Mhm.
I'm leaning Scatterboo here. He went off on Philly the last time they played. I think it's going to be more of the same. That dude is insane. So I'm leaning Scatterboo here. I like
Yeah,
this matchup a
Scatterboo,
lot.
he's had
I like
what
this a lot.
15 or more carries since week 4 in every game. He's been involved double-digit fantasy points in every single game except for week 1, where he only had 2 targets, 2 catches, and 2 carries. When he's used over 50% of the time, which starts in week 2, again, double-digit fantasy points, and he's never finished beyond outside of the running back 2 spectrum,
I
except for
mean,
week
yeah.
1, of course.
Well, yeah, he wasn't, but in week 1, he wasn't the starting running back, right?
Right.
And that changed mighty
Yep.
quickly. I mean, I know Tracy got injured, but I mean, that injury that unleashed the beast. So, and there's no going back now. It is Scatterboo hands down the rest of the way.
For sure. Okay. So I like T. Higgins too.
I do
But
too, but I mean, if I have to choose between these two, I'm going Scatterboo.
right on. So our next group of I guess people we'll talk about, since we've answered all the questions, is the tight end position. We have a bunch of people at the tight end position this week that you can add. We'll start with Aronde Gadsden, Theo Johnson, Dalton Schultz, Dawson Knox, because Kincaid we presume to still be out. Same
If
question.
he's
Do
out.
we believe in Aronde Gadsden? Is this a thing? Is this the thing?
I listen. For as long as O'Marion Hampton is out with an injury, I believe in Aronde Gadsden. They have no running game. So there is absolutely enough targets to go around with all of those guys. We've seen it the last 2 weeks. I believe in Aronde Gadsden. I think that if you need a flex spot fill, if you need a tight end fill, this should be the top ad.
Back-to-back weeks with 7 catches, and for the tight end position, you should all know you're dialed into fantasy football. That's phenomenal. He scored
Yeah.
11.8 points in week 6 against Miami. No touchdowns. Name another tight end that does that. Nobody gets double-digit points
Right.
without a
With
touchdown at the
no
tight end position.
touchdowns.
Yeah, so yeah, Gadsden right there, 164 yards last week against Indianapolis. He's definitely becoming a person, an interesting target for Justin Herbert. Who are they playing this week? Who are the Chargers playing this week? The Vikings on Thursday Night
On
Football.
Thursday night.
Should be a fun one there. As far as the rest of these tight ends go, yes, Dalton Schultz should be added and looked at because Nico Collins with that concussion protocol. They don't really have anyone else. Jaden Higgins just continues to be Jaden Higgins. Doesn't look like he's going to emerge this season or anytime soon.
I know. We keep wanting him to. I mean, there's got to be. I feel like maybe this week we'll see, because with no Nico Collins, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's gonna happen. I feel like this is the week that it's gonna happen.
If this is the week, it's going to happen. People are excited for Theo Johnson because he is a favorite person target of Jackson Dart. He had 7 targets last week against Denver, 3 catches, 1 touchdown. I believe that was like a broken play or who? No, it was Daniel Bellinger. Bellinger had that broken play where he was wide open.
Yeah.
But I really like Theo Johnson as well. Are we buying into Theo Johnson because he's got an up week, down week, up week? Is this another down week coming?
I think so. Theo Johnson is definitely Jackson Dart's safety blanket. So I think I'm comfortable taking that risk and plugging in Theo Johnson. Over the last 3 weeks, he's had the most first downs of any Giants pass catcher. So he's getting the looks. He's got 16.7% of the target share. Second most routes run behind Wan'Dale Robinson. So yeah, I am good with plugging in Theo Johnson.
I'm definitely good with putting in Theo Johnson. My question to you is, would you start him over George Kittle, or was last week just a? Am I here?
So
Can you see me?
you are frozen.
Okay,
I
I'm
can hear
black.
you, but you are frozen. It's okay. You're not frozen picking your nose. You've got a good frozen face.
I'm doing the John Cena hand gesture in case you guys didn't. Do you got that reference? Did you get that reference?
I do get that reference. I got that one.
I gotta somehow fix this. I don't know where I went. Lost my viewers too.
I
All
don't
right,
know.
let me
But-
refresh the page.
Okay.
Let me refresh the page. This is gonna be a little scary, but you're gonna be fine because you're awesome. I'm putting you full screen.
Okay.
Be
I'm gonna answer. And no, I'm still starting George Kittle this week. It is National Tight Ends Day when he plays. And if you have been paying attention to George Kittle on National Tight Ends Day, he will not disappoint. He's George Kittle. So you shouldn't be looking to start anybody over George Kittle anyway. But especially this week, I think he's going to show up for everybody. A couple other tight ends that we have on the list. I know we mentioned briefly Dalton Schultz. I think with no Nico Collins, no Christian Kirk, we're going to see a lot more Schultz. He had 9 receptions on 10 targets for 98 yards in a pretty bad game. So Texans get the Niners this week. Their defense is still afloat, but by no means are they, the big formidable defense they were earlier on this season. They're allowing 48.6 yards per game and five touchdowns to tight ends on the season. So I think that Dalton Schultz is a safe play this week if you need it. Hey, there he is.
I made
Welcome
it back. Sorry about that, guys. What were we talking about?
We were talking about Dalton Schultz. I was just finishing up.
Right on.
On Mr. Schultz.
Did you finish your statement? Because I don't want to interrupt.
I literally just wrapped up on Dalton Schultz as you came back.
Give me a thumbs up or down on Dalton Schultz. Are we liking him? I need to know.
We are. We're about here.
We Orange Cassidy it. The wrestling terminology on this show has gotten out of control. We are now at the Orange Cassidy portion of this podcast. If you don't know what it is, just look it up. All right, so we got the wide receivers. Do we have questions? We do have questions. Okay, let's get to June C before we get to the wide receivers. I'm 5-2 with Studkins, Bucky Irving, I'm assuming, Jonathan Taylor, which is unreal, Rashee Rice, QJ, in wavering my second flex. I was offered Hampton and Brian Thomas for QJ and Judkins. I'd be left starting Elek Manor and whatever waiver flex I pick up. What do you do?
I don't.
All right. So he's offering, this person, June, is offering you an injured running back, which we don't know when or if. We know he's going to come back, but we don't know when. And Brian Thomas Jr. has been a total complete bust. For your emerging QJ, who is on the up and up, and Studkins, who's possibly the best running back in this draft. I'm going to say Studkins and QJ.
Yeah. It would take something huge for me to trade Judkins for anything. So, I mean, that alone is a no for me. And then you look at the rest of what that looks like. Yeah, absolutely not. Do not do that.
Do not make that move. Gatson or Fannin rest of season?
Ooh. Rest of season. Oh, that's tough.
It is tough.
I think for rest of season, I think I'm leaning Fannin.
I'm leaning Fannin as well. He's the most elusive player on that offense, not named Studkins.
We got to stay true to the Fannin fan club, right?
That's true. 1000% true. All right, let's get to these wide receivers. We have Sterling Shepard. Kendrick Bourne, Jaden Higgins, Tez Johnson, and Chris Moore to look out for. Now, out of these, it's ugly out there, guys, but
It's
we're in
ugly
week
out
8. It's week 8, man. This is what happens week 8. Who are we liking the most out of this group? I can tell you off the rip, I'm liking Kendrick Bourne. I feel more safe with him. He's still rostered in 34% of leagues, but do you have someone else?
I am with you. That is, I feel the best about him. Unlike you, I am still feeling okay about Tez Johnson. I know you are I mean, you wrote him off last week too. So, I feel like, I mean, he did all right. He got a touchdown. He had 58 yards. I mean, he didn't lose a fumble. Unlike his counterpart. And Sterling Shepard is supposed to be like the veteran on the team, right? He was supposed to be the one that stepped up to fill in the giant holes, and he fumbled.
Yeah.
So, and I said last week, yeah, he's supposed to be the vet. So, that might be a safe play, but I like Tez Johnson more. I'm still on that. I like Tez Johnson. I would still be more comfortable starting Kendrick Bourne. He's just, like you said, I mean, he's a safer play.
Yeah, Kendrick Bourne's definitely safer, but am I writing off Tez Johnson just yet? I did last week, and honestly, I did. But guys, he's 154 pounds. Again, another wrestling reference. He's got the same size as Marco Stunt. He's very, very small. I don't like that when your DBs like outweigh you by 50 pounds or whatever it may be. It's not good. But Tez Johnson, they can continue to get him the ball. I think he had 9 targets last night. Just get him in space. He'll do some things, but they're needing some help in that offense, and they do need to get some wins because the Buccaneers schedule is about to get super tough. So next week they need to win.
And
I'm all
once
in.
Again, with Mike Evans out, I think there's there's opportunity here for him.
There is. So I am going to be okay on Tez Johnson. He's not my favorite this week, but he is definitely my number 2. Out of this list, he's my number 2. Out of this list, he's my number 2. The whole 154-pound soaking wet. They lie on those things. He's got to be 148.
Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. When I go to the doctor, and I'm just a normal human, I weighed in at 217 today. I'm putting 210 on my doctor's note on that 1,000%. 1,000%. So you telling me that they don't up him? Come on.
They don't round up. Yeah. They're just rounding.
Tez is exciting.
Okay, so
he's been the same size for a long time.
So that being said, then how do you feel about Chris Moore? And I agree with that. Tez is exciting.
He's exciting. Look, I can't argue with that, right? I can't argue with the size, and he keeps on succeeding. I get it. Let's go to Chris Moore, though. Again, what's the status of Jaden Daniels? Is Jaden Daniels going to play this week, or is Jaden Daniels going to be healthy enough? I don't like Chris Moore with Marcus Mariota. I don't like any player besides Debo. Debo's the only person I want to start in Washington if Marcus Mariota is a starter, because he doesn't need, I guess his targets could be more catchable with the routes he runs.
Right. But I think that's so this is the question then, because I agree. I have no interest in Chris Moore unless Terry McLaurin's out and Debo's out. If either one of them is in, then I mean, whatever. I'd rather have Tez. I'd rather have Kendrick. So, I mean, either way, I'd rather have those guys. But if you're scraping at the bottom of the barrel, even then, if Debo's back, I don't feel great about this.
Yeah, I don't feel great about it either. He's not somebody I'd be going out there to add, but he is somebody I'd be going out there for free. Like on Wednesday morning when you don't get your guys and he's still available, that's when I pick up Chris Moore. And Vincent, I also live in the Tampa Bay area, and I know people are excited for Tez. They were also excited for Shedeur Sanders' little brother too. They get excited about everything here. It's fine. It's true. But honestly, people are excited for Tez here. I'm not buying it. I'm not. They're also excited for Kate Otten, and they're also excited for Kyle Trask. Did you know Kyle Trask was the future here? And I was telling everybody that could listen, no, he's not. It is what it is. Tampa Bay fans are crazy. And I am one of them. Go Bolts. Anyway, let's go to the running back position where we have Tajay Spears is a guy who will not escape this list or any list of like potential or he's got it or he's going to pop. Tajay Spears will never, ever, I guess, live up to the potential. Or will he? Are we liking Tajay Spears? Is he a buy early because we expect Pollard to be moved? Or is Tajay Spears finally just getting his role there in Tennessee?
I have a lot of Spears that I picked up like 2 weeks ago and stashed him on my bench. And in one league I had him on IR from before the season started. But I'm happy where he's sitting right now. He is carving out a role for himself. And he is taking carries away from Pollard because Pollard's he's not cutting it. Do I see him taking over that backfield? Maybe, but it's not happening anytime soon. That's not something I'm even trying to rely on at all. So he is my stash player. If you are absolutely desperate, you can play him. He will get you some points so you don't have a 0. But that's where we're at with him.
Yep, that's where we're at with him. I'm more excited for Brashard Smith out of Kansas City. Second, I brought this up, and yes, I'm going to answer your Woody Marks question in a second, Shu. But yesterday on my Cold Brews and Hot Take show on Monday mornings, 9 a.m., screaming to the heavens that Rashee Rice is back, and I told you I was doing my victory lap. As people know, I do that. I was victory lapping Rashee Rice as I should. You're welcome. But Brashard Smith was second in that game in targets for Mahomes. Did you know this? Rice had 10. Brashard Smith had 5. He was second in the team in targets. That is alarming. Kareem Hunt left that game, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, Brashard Smith on the was like the little dump off person. Are we going to expect that more with this offense?
So I think a lot of that came in garbage time. A lot of his points came in garbage time. The good news is we're looking at another garbage time game this week. So I feel good about Brashard Smith this week. Long term, I'm not so sure. This week, yeah.
Yes, I 1000% agree. And then the other people on this list that we could talk about real quick, Devin Neal is a must add because of the Kendre Miller injury. He's rostered in 1.8. You never know if he's going to pop off or not. And players that we didn't talk about because they're on bye, Jacoby Brissett, just in case Kyler's missing. Jacoby Brissett has been completely balling with that Arizona Cardinals offense.
He is making that offense hum. He is he's bringing those guys to life too. Nothing was happening there with Kyler. So I'm hoping that it's Brissett out of the bye week, but we'll see.
Well, I think everyone that rosters McBride or Marvin Harrison is hoping the same thing. And then the last person, Sam Darnold, is on a bye. He's someone, if he's still available, he's rostered in 33% of your leagues.
And every week we keep saying, I don't want to talk about Sam Darnold anymore. He should just be rostered at this point. And it's still 33%. What are we doing? I don't want to talk about him anymore.
That's exactly. Yeah, we talk about him way too often. 17 for 31 last night. 1 touchdown, 213 yards. So pedestrian game, but still is like set it and forget it. You're not going to be upset about it at all. And AJ Barner, we got to take him off this list. I know it's going to hurt you. I know it's going to hurt me. But I said this on the Monday show. You can start Barner if you have no other option, but expect nothing from it. And that's exactly what happened. 1 catch, 7 yards, 3 targets. He's someone cool to watch. We like watching him. He's fun, right? He's just not involved. 12% target share is not good enough to add, in my opinion, but he's someone to watch, especially in your dynasty leagues. I think the usage is going to grow.
Yeah.
So,
but
what
so we've got, I mean, they're on bye. So if there's a
Mhm.
chance you can get these guys for cheap, if you've got a bench spot, I would definitely go and pick these guys up this week.
Yes. Okay, one more question, then we're going to get out of here. I think it was regarding Woody Marks, but I can't. There it is. My shoe was. Oh, what's up, guys? What's your thoughts on Woody Marks?
So he is carving out a role as the pass catching back for this team. They keep saying they're going to get the ball more to Nick Chubb, and they're going to give him the chance to run. And I mean, one, they're not doing it. Two, he's not doing anything to encourage it. So I feel better about Marks than I do about Chubb. I would not put too much stock into last night's game because Seattle's got a pretty stout run defense. I was not expecting a whole lot from the running backs last night. I was expecting more than what happened, but I was not expecting much. So don't drop him by any means. Yeah, he's definitely not. He's not a drop candidate. If you have him, I would hold him. But yeah, yeah.
Lol, I almost missed you because you're acting like one of my psycho ex-girlfriends who's texting me over and over and over that one day, and I said, enough. But I will answer you because you are persistent, lol. What about Keon? I'm assuming it's Keon Coleman. I'm just going to be blunt about it. He's a roster clogger. He is wasting time on your bench. He hasn't had above 45 yards since week 1. If you want to deep dive into it, if you want to dive deeper into this, don't clip that, Sean. If you want to dive deeper into this, he hasn't had a game over 30 yards in like ever this year, or except for those 1-2 games. Like he's useless.
Honestly, I don't feel good about anybody on the Bills except for the tight ends. I'm not.
Who should I get? I don't feel anyone. Yeah, comfortable on the Bills. Not at all. Keon Coleman. But he wants to know who to get, and we just went through a whole bunch of receivers you could have got. You probably tuned in late. Do you want to run by those running backs or receivers one more time? Because I already exited out of that document.
Yeah, I would say just the two guys at the top of the list that we talked about were Kendrick Bourne and Tez Johnson. So if either of those guys are available, I would go for one of those two. And
Yep.
This is without knowing anything else about what your team looks like, just off the cuff. So
1000%. Thoughts on Breece Hall? Talented running back, just on a bad offense with a very bad quarterback.
Would love to see him traded. It's not happening though.
It's just unfortunately not happening. He's a tremendous talent on one of the worst teams in the league. So that's going to do it for us. We do have to get going, but for more, we'll be live tomorrow at noon. Myself and Dirty Dan. It makes his debut on the Showdown. Again, Justin is out in Paris. So if you're a Justin Bowerly fan, which I know most of you are, most of you tune in for Justin, and I get it. I get the mean comments. He gets the good comments. It is what it is. We pick our roles in this world, Charlene, and we live by them. So that's me. That's who I am. I'm here for it. So please leave those comments below. Tell me how awesome I am. Tell me how good I look. Tell Charlene how awesome she is, by the way, for doing all this waiver stuff. This show is a breeze because you make it such a breeze, Charlene. And it's sad that this is my last show doing it with you. It's been a blast. So thank you for having me. Vincent, thank you for subscribing. I apologize for the Tampa remarks. I've lived here my whole life, born and raised, Riverview High School. I've lived here my whole life. I've lived through Tampa Bay fans. And so I'm sorry about that, Vincent. I appreciate the subscription. You are welcome here any time of the week. We're rooting for Tez Johnson, baby. All 145 pounds of him. All 145 pounds. I'm here for him. I love you guys, man. I appreciate everybody watching. Until next week, peace out, guys.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever you watch or listen to podcasts. We'll be back next week for more ways to win your league.